This week's list is going to be all about the games we here at MMORPG.com want to get our grubby little hands on the most before the year is out. Granted, there may be more than these 5 coming out in the final half of the year, but few others really get us curious, excited, or eager for launch day. Will they wind up ultimately pleasing or disappointing? That's still way high up in the ether, but we can definitely say we're anxious to find out if the promises of each game's studio can be met. Without further ado, here are MMORPG.com's most wanted MMOs of 2013. Number 5. Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. Of course, right? Who doesn't want to find out if Square Enix can turn around the mega disappointment that was the original Final Fantasy XIV? The entire game has been overhauled from the ground up. Heck, they even took the time to add jumping, because Square knows how much we MMO players love to idly hop along the beaten path. When A Realm Reborn launches in just a couple of short months, you can bet we'll be there with bells on, writing a lengthy review of everything that's been changed for the good or the bad. Number 4. Archage. It's still up in the air if XL Games' Archage will hit shelves in the US at the end of 2013 or the beginning of 2014, but we'd be lying if we said we didn't hope for the former. Yes, there are plenty of other AAA titles on deck for the remainder of the year, but none of them is Archage. This open-world sandbox where trees are planted and grown, buildings and fortresses brought up and torn down, and where players shape the way the world grows and evolves, is just about the most interesting MMO to come out of Asia in a good long while. It'll likely be both a crafter's and a PvPer's dream, and we can't wait to find out how it's coming along at this year's E3, where Tryon will be showing it off in full force. Number 3. Elder Scrolls Online. No-brainer. Good or bad, we're all waiting to see what becomes of ZeniMax Elder Scrolls Online. While there's a skeptic for every devout fan, we're pretty sure there will at least be a handful of things to love about ESO. The combat, the progression system, the exploration, and the potential for the alliance versus alliance warfare all come to mind. We're likely only a few months away from a wider beta process, and, of course, the eventual release later this year. The real question on our minds, though, is what will the revenue model be? Maybe we'll find out at E3. Number 2. Wildstar Online. Personally, the next 2 are a tie for me, Bill Murphy. I'm a fan of both the sandbox ideals and a good solid theme park, even if the latter often has a limited long-term appeal for myself. Carbine's Wildstar is a mix of both sandbox and theme park, though it certainly leans towards the latter. The tongue-in-cheek sci-fi fantasy setting reminds me of a hybrid between Firefly and the movie Titan AE. The team behind the project has some of Vanilla WoW's visionaries, along with developers from all over the industry trying to make a game that quite literally has something for everyone. The action-oriented combat, ambitious PvP war plots, housing, path system, and so much more have all of our interests piqued. The only downside for me, personally again, is the focus on raiding, but there seems to be plenty of other content on offer to keep a non-raider like me busy for a while. At least, I hope so. But number 1, well, it's none other than EverQuest Next. John Smedley's been talking this one up for months now. SOE Live in August is when we'll all get our hands and our eyes on the project for the very first time, to see if Smed's words that EQN will be the largest sandbox ever hold any amount of truth. SOE's been on kind of a roll lately with the success of PlanetSide 2, and we're anxious to see if the company's plans to change the MMO landscape with the EverQuest franchise can come to fruition. What's more is that Smedley has also stated we won't have long to wait after SOE Live to get our hands on EQ Next for real. Could a fall release be right around the corner? Could we be building and telling our own tales in Norath by Christmas? We really hope so, and we pray that our anticipation doesn't falter when the game is fully unveiled at SOE Live. I don't know, maybe it's a little too early to hype this one, and I'm not really trying to do that, but there's just so much that could be done right if this one comes out the way it's supposed to. We'll see. I guess we'll all know in just a couple months. What about you? What games are you most looking forward to and learning more about, or playing the rest of this year? Leave us your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch at MMORPG.com without the dot. I'm Bill Murphy, and this has been MMORPG.com's The List. Thanks for watching.